Half the oxygen in your next breath came from creatures you have never seen, drifting invisibly through the open ocean. Not from the Amazon, not from any forest. From microscopic life in seawater, so small it took lasers to find. We have called rainforests the lungs of the planet for decades. The scientists who study those forests say that phrase is wrong. Ecologist Yadvinder Malhi at Oxford puts it bluntly: the net oxygen effect of the Amazon, or any biome, is around zero. A mature forest breathes in almost exactly as much oxygen as it breathes out. The books balance year after year. Trees photosynthesize by day, but they respire day and night, burning sugars with the very oxygen they just released. Then the forest floor finishes the job. Fungi and bacteria decompose fallen leaves and wood, consuming oxygen as they feed. Add it up, and a healthy rainforest is not a factory. It is a closed loop, running quietly at break-even. So where does the oxygen actually come from? Look away from land entirely and toward roughly 70% of the planet. The Ocean Agency, NOAA, estimates that about half of Earth's oxygen production comes from the sea, mostly from drifting plankton. Phytoplankton are the invisible forest. Algae and bacteria so tiny that a single teaspoon of seawater can hold 1 million. They have no roots, no leaves, no trunks. They simply float in sunlit surface water and split water molecules apart. And one of them outnumbers everything else alive. It hid in plain sight until 1986, missed by every instrument. Aboard a research ship, biologists Sally Chisholm and Robert Olson ran seawater through a flow cytometer, counting single cells with lasers. A faint red signal appeared, so small they assumed it was electronic noise, a glitch, something wrong with the machine. But the glitch changed with depth and with temperature. Noise does not do that. Something alive was making that signal. They had found Prochlorococcus, a cyanobacterium about 0.6 of 1 micrometer wide, the smallest oxygen-producing organism ever discovered. It stayed invisible, not because it was rare, but because it slipped straight through the filters oceanographers had always used. Researchers now estimate around 3 octillion of them alive right now. That is a 3 followed by 27 zeros. Says this one bacterium, unknown to science within living memory, may produce up to 20% of the biosphere's oxygen. A single organism, described less than 40 years ago, quietly outproducing every rainforest on Earth, and almost nobody knows its name. Here is the deeper twist. Even the ocean's daily output is not really what fills the air you are breathing now. Marine life consumes oxygen too. NOAA notes, the ocean uses up about as much as it makes. The living world nets out. The air's oxygen is inheritance, not income. A reservoir built across billions of years and barely dented by anything happening today. Around 2.4 billion years ago, cyanobacteria triggered the Great Oxidation event, turning an airless world into a breathable one. Only about 1/1,000,000th of photosynthetic matter gets buried before it rots. That tiny leak, over aeons, became 21%. Which is why the numbers on deforestation are so badly misunderstood. Burning every forest on Earth barely moves the oxygen figure. Estimates suggest it would fall from about 21% to 20.98%. You would never feel it. That does not make deforestation harmless. The real damage is carbon released and species erased, not oxygen we might run out of. Which fact were you taught that turned out to be wrong? Tell me in the comments. The world is full of secrets. Go find one.